Welcome to the JCPod. I'm your host, Jaden Chandler Parnell, and I owe an apology. So this Sunday, totally on me, my fault. I had some stuff going on. Totally, like I said, totally forgot I had stuff going on. So, yeah, I wasn't able to do the Sunday episode. So, basically, it just means I'm not going to promise anything, but we're basically going to try to move it to this Sunday. Everything should be good. So, the plan is baseball. It's going to be all Sunday, but we'll have to see because, yeah, unless something comes up magically last minute. But yeah, though, like I said, that's on me. I had stuff planned. Nothing serious. This is basically help a buddy out real quick. So that was basically between what I had to do Sunday. Yeah, I just ran out of time. So that's on me. Like I said, that's on me. So there's no baseball talk this week, but we will get baseball talk. I'll talk about it a little bit this Thursday, but yeah, hopefully this Sunday I'll get more into it. But like I said, apologies again. So today basically it's just going to be NFL news. I don't know if I'm going to go much more into that. Shout out LSU. They won the College World Series. Shout out my boy Rowan, who big LSU fan. Now he has the LSU women's and the LSU men's, or excuse me, LSU women's basketball and LSU men's baseball. Now he has two of them. Hey, not bad, not bad. But like I said, we're gonna start with some NFL talk today. The only thing that sucks is I won't lie to you. We're basically, I think for like the next like 2 weeks we're basically in like the deadest of times for NFL. Like there's not gonna be much at all news. It's gonna be a lot of just stories and speculation, a lot of that type of stuff. So yeah, we're basically just like kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel right now as we wait for everybody to finish out. So what that means is I did the math. So I'm assuming I did the math right. So if I did it right, my guess is starting, yeah, starting next Thursday. It's either going to be starting next Thursday or the following Thursday after. Expect every Thursday now is going to be basically turning into a division breakdown. Not this Thursday, like I said. It's going to be probably next Thursday. Yeah, so like I said, so probably, who I'm thinking, I haven't decided what I want to start off with first, but I'm probably gonna try to set it up to where I do the worst divisions first, and then I do the better ones last. So, like for example, one of the last ones we're gonna do, I know it's a little bit better, but one that's probably gonna be in the middle toward death, the NFC West, just because the whole quarterback situation won, and so it's gonna be stuff like that. If there's situations where there's a little bit of issues, like you know, there's like quarterback situations, injury situations. We're gonna have to wait and see. Because yeah, I don't want to jump the gun too early, but there's some areas where I'll be able to jump the gun. So we're just gonna have to see. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure. I think I spelled McDermott's name wrong. All right, so we're good. Sorry, my fault. Just had to fix the spelling real quick. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna basically hop into some NFL news. But yet again, right before I do that, one more shout out to the LSU Tigers baseball. Blew out Florida 18-4. Just absolutely roughed them up after the blowout game last night. So we had two blowout games, end it. Not bad. So basically, like I said, we'll start with I'll start with the McDermott news probably. Yeah, it's basically Sean McDermott and what's his name? Bean. I forget his first name. I feel like I've heard his first name. I can't remember. But basically, they've signed an extension through 2027. I think both of them are through 2027. McDermott's been there since 2017. He's 62-35. Regular season 4-5 in the playoffs. But they've won 3 consecutive AFC East titles. So that's probably the big reason they're wanting to keep him. And then same thing for Bean. Bean also joined in 2017. But for those of you who don't know, like I had no idea. Apparently he was with the Carolina Panthers from 98 to 2016 before he joined. For their team, he's drafted Josh Allen for the Bills. He's drafted Josh Allen, Ed Oliver, Gregory Rousseau. He brought Jordan Poyer and Von Miller in as well. So Brandon, that's his first name. Sorry, I don't know why it took me so long. Brandon Beane has been amazing for the Bills. I'm just wanting to see what the comments are. Some of the comments are pretty on this art. I just want to see this article post specifically. Some of the comments. Some people are pretty mad. So for example, like one guy's like, you can't win the big game. They haven't even made it to the Super Bowl once. They should hire Jeff Fisher. I don't know about that one now, but there's another one that they like from a defensive standpoint, but I don't know if he can take him all the way. There's one other one where they're saying he's holding the Bills back from being elite, poor decision maker. So there's a lot of people who are not the happiest about the Sean McDermott hiring. I am. I've said it on here before. I don't think the Bills are going to do much this year. Like by much, I mean win the Super Bowl because that's their expectations at this point. I think the more and more we look at it, that 13-second game is probably going to be the high. I don't want to say the highlight of their career, but this might be the highlight of like the Sean. As of right now, that might be the highlight of the Sean McDermott Buffalo Bills. Is him, according to all these reports now, is him taking over that drive for 13 seconds, the Chiefs scoring, and then the Bills losing. Because now, I mean, I will lie. I think Sean McDermott's okay. I think he's a really good leader overall. I mean, especially you can't take away anything from him after the whole Damar Hamlin situation. I thought he did an excellent job controlling that and leading that. But when it comes to NFL coaching, I don't know how I feel about him as a head coach. I won't lie. He's not the worst, like I said. He's definitely, I've seen worse head coaches for sure. But I kind of in agreement. Like I'm not gonna say he's the reason he's holding him back. I'm not gonna say that. But 4-5 in the playoffs, that is not good. I mean, yes, they've won the division the last 3 years in a row, but they kind of, let's see, there's a 13-second game. I can't remember what happened last year. Or, sorry, the year before. The year before, there's a middle year, I forget what happened with Buffalo. There's another playoff loss, I just can't think of who. And then last year, they got embarrassed kind of by the Bengals towards the end. Like, it got to the point where it's like, man, are these guys even competitive? Like, it was just, it was bad, man. Like, it was. I got to the point where it's like, man, are these guys even competitive? And it's just something that's going to foreshadow and just sit over the Bills probably for a while because, man, these last 3 years felt like this has probably been their best chances, and they haven't got there. Now everyone's like, oh, well, this year's their year now. And it's like, I don't know, man. They should have got there the last 2 years, and they haven't. So it just makes me very nervous for them. I just truly don't know. Jets Wilson is off to a very good start with Rodgers, which is awesome to hear because usually Rodgers likes to find his go-to receiver, so I'm going to wonder if that's going to be Garrett Wilson. I wonder if he's going to have a similar season like Devontae Adams had with Aaron, where he gets a lot. So I just wonder who's going to be the main guy. I'm assuming it's going to be Garrett Wilson, target-wise, but it's going to be interesting to see who's the guy that Aaron Rodgers leans to. It's like, all right, I need to go to this guy. Melvin Gordon, running back, the worst position to play in the NFL right now. He's basically right. I don't think I need to say much of anything. There's one joke, it said, especially when you're as bad as Melvin is. It's messed up, man. No, but I mean, he's not wrong. I think it's pretty much, yeah, that's the worst position to play, especially when it comes to contract-wise and everything, because it's just not as valuable, man. They basically want their running back to be glorified wide receivers that can take a handoff here and there, which for the NFL, man, I just don't. Obviously there's some teams, like for example, the Falcons. I think the Falcons are going the opposite way of this, where they're trying to go away from, like most of them are trying to go pass happy. The Falcons are sitting here trying to go run happy. They're getting more running backs. They're trying to build their thing around toughness, which I think is going to be I think that's going to help out the Falcons a lot because there's going to be some teams that straight up just won't be tough enough. And that's going to be very helpful when you can dominate them with the run game and everything. And that's just been the issue, man. I think there's a lot of NFL teams don't realize how valuable the run game is to have. And that's like, it might sound like stupid for me to say it like that, but I mean, truly, it's just like, the run game seriously controls the game, basically. Like, there's teams like the Eagles, for example. Nick Sirianni said it. They want to throw in the first half, and they want to run the ball and control the clock in the second half. And that's a very awesome key to success because, like, at some point, it always comes down to every single NFL game, especially when it goes into the playoffs and towards the end of the year. Every single NFL game comes down to this. Who can run the ball, who can stop the run. Because eventually there's going to be a 3rd and 2, game on the line, basically 2-minute warning. The other team has no timeouts. You get the first down, it's over. Like, yes, you can throw there, but if you have the ability to run, do you know how much turmoil you put the defense in? Like, oh, is this a read option? Is this a drag route to the tight end? Is this a flat route to the tight end? Is there a slant to wide receivers? Is this a handoff to Melvin Gordon in the backfield? Is it a handoff to Vontae Williams in the backfield? Is it a handoff to Alvin Kamara? Like, there is so many different things that can happen from the run game. You can get good play action off the run game. It's just insane. Like, it's just the fact that I get, like, they're running back to a dime a dozen, so they're just trying to rotate them in and out. But when you have the really good ones, man, you got to pay them. Like, this whole Saquon thing that's going on, they got to pay him, man. They can't just let him walk. Like, I mean, I get you could add, like, Matt Breida, Melvin Gordon, and James Conner. And then, obviously, James Conner is better than the 3, so he's a bigger name. But basically, teams think you can add 3 backs like that. It's like, all right, we're going to get our $1,500 from those 3 combined. And it's just, It's a completely different way of thinking, but man, I don't get why you don't want. If you got a stallion, man, I don't want like the whole Austin Eckler thing. I don't get why the Chargers don't want to keep him. I mean, he's a walking touchdown, man. He averaged almost a touchdown a game last year, and for some reason, that guy can't get money. It's crazy how bad the NFL market is because it's truly like I think it's undervalued. Like I get it's a passing league, but man, like you saw Isaiah Pacheco last year for the Chiefs when they gave him the ball and he was able to get good runs in. That just completely made their offense that much harder to stop. So it's just stuff like that, man. It's just crazy to think that the NFL running back is just that devalued now. I think eventually it will go up. What's going to be the price? Because if that goes up, something else is probably going to have to go down a little bit. And I just don't know how long it's going to be, man. Because at this rate, the NFL is starting to become a pass-happy league. I just don't know. I think that you're going to have those occasional running backs like Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey. Well, everyone thinks Bijan Robinson is going to be. Like, there's going to be those backs that are going to get money because of how good they are. It's just like, is it going to be enough to keep the market from basically sinking? The assault charges against Devontae Adams have been dismissed. So these were the misdemeanor charges that, for those of you who don't remember, Adams shoved the photographer on Monday Night Football all the way back in October when he was mad. And the guy ended up suing, or pressing charges, I guess, not suing, and then basically nothing. So basically, nothing's coming to that. I'm assuming the guy got a little bit of money out of it. That's probably about all he's going for anyway. I don't think anything serious was going to happen at the end at all this whole time. I just assumed that it was just for money. I just can't believe it went on this long. I thought they already settled it and it was paid for. George Kittle said that it's fun to be part of a team that's too many mouths to feed when he's talking about the 49ers. I mean, that's honestly, like, brings up a really good point. This is the quote. It's really fun to be a team that doesn't have a problem with too many mouths to feed because Coach Shanahan does a great job of scheming everybody into getting certain plays. And it's really just fun to be a part of an offense that has so much talent on it. Which, I mean, truly, I could imagine, like, especially in George Kittle's case with how good George Kittle is. I mean, you saw him come on in the second part of the season. First part of the season, he basically did nothing. It was the Deebo Samuel show. It was the Brandon Ayuk show. And then it was Brock Purdy show. There was the Christian McCaffrey show. And then it was the George Kittle show. Like, they got so many weapons. It just is... Man, when you think back to that NFC Championship game, it has to be so frustrating with how good they are. Just be like, man, especially offensively. I mean, not only offensively, they have a really good defense, too. Like, they are a really, really good team. And it's just like, man, if we could have kept our quarterbacks healthy, we would have been fine. It's just, for whatever reason, the quarterback and the running back for the 49ers are just cursed. And they just always get hurt for some reason. So the Commanders are meeting on, the Commanders' sale might happen July 20th. Actually, no, there's a vote, sorry. The NFL owners are going to meet July 20th for a vote to sell the Commanders around. So I still can't believe they aren't sold. I'm assuming, three quarters need to approve it. I'm just trying to read, I'm trying to leave a little bit more. I just don't know. I don't know how they don't vote him out at this point. I think Snyder's just done some stuff basically to the point now where it's like, hey, the NFL owners tried their hardest to keep you in. And it's just gotten to the point where you've just done so much, like, we got to get him out. It's going to be for sure interesting. I just don't know. At this point, I don't know when they're going to kick Dan Snyder out. He's like a leech right now. He's just sticking on there, trying to get as much blood as he can before they kick him off. And go with that, not Rob Manfred. Man, why can't I think of his name? Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, he is getting extended through 2027, and I think that's the year, right? I could be wrong. And there's a rumor that pretty much when Roger Goodell's done being the commissioner, that the NFL is going to try to maybe go towards like a big company guy. Like, so basically what the rumor is, like the rumor that's out there, and this rumor is pretty well backed up, is that Jim Irsay is basically saying like, it's to the point now where the NFL's growing a little bit too much for us to keep bringing up the guy inside who's built up through the ranks and everything. Like, it's to the point now where we need an outside CEO to run this company. Like, yes, there can be like an NFL advisor there with him, which would basically be the commissioner role now, but they want, like, for example, the Pepsi guy to come in or the Pepsi CEO, the Coke CEO to come in and run the NFL like a business while also having the Roger Goodell commissioner role basically be his advisor. So basically what their goal is basically to have a football guy to basically be at the hip of the CEO guy to basically like inform when they're making decisions. I'm assuming like the football guy would be like, hey, this is how it could relate to our game if the CEO doesn't fully understand and everything. But it's not shocking at all with how big and growing the NFL is. I mean, they're due to do this here soon, so it's not surprising at all. It's just Is it going to happen when we get a new commissioner in 2027, or are they going to wait a little bit longer? But it's basically not a matter of not if, or when. Because the more, this is now like the fourth or fifth time I've heard, like, yeah, they're probably going to get a CEO to run the NFL. So it's only a matter of time. I'm assuming it's going to be after this next Roger Goodell contract. Or maybe they get another guy and they can get him for like 3 or 4 years and then they do it. It's just no idea what to see. James Cook for the Bills said, obviously, I'm the number one running back entering the season. We're going to see, like I said, I'll go over more of my breakdown. I'm assuming it is him, though. I don't know his I don't remember who their backups are, but I just know that it's probably, I think it probably is going to be James Cook. It's just going to be a matter of, do they share the committee like they did last year? Man, I don't know. Damian Harris is there too, so it just makes me, I think that, I just don't, he might be the one, but I don't know how many carries he's going to get. I think it's going to be a lot of sharing. But we'll just have to see. The Bears Edmonds preaches patience and rebuild. Take it one day at a time. Man, I just feel bad for the Bears, man. They, quick story, basically. So, my college I went to, St. Xavier, it's in Chicago. So, basically, my first 2 years with the Bears, they were actually, like, pretty decent. Like, these are the 2 games I remember the most are the Bears when they played the Packers the first time. It was, like, one of the first few games of the season. It was, like, Monday Night Football. I'm there with all my Bears fans. I picked the Packers to win. So, when the Packers won, I was kind of like, oh, okay. I was, like, smiling a little bit, a little happy. They were pissed. It was a good wake-up call. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's going to be same old Bears. The Bears ended up being really good that year, but sadly, that year ended in the double doink. Man, I just got chills thinking about right now. I will never forget the faces and look at all my friends as Bears fans. They watched that double doink against the Eagles, and it's like that. One of my, I don't think he's my, obviously I don't think he's roommate at the time because it was freshman year, but my future roommate, who was an Eagles fan, he was so happy. But man, I feel so bad for the Bears because I saw that happen. Then the next year the Bears were really good, but I forget what happened. Something else fell off. And then basically since they had 2 really good years while I was in Chicago, to actually see them up and close. And then past that, yeah, they've basically been rebuilding for the last 2 years, 3 years, and this is going to be year 4 of the rebuild now. Yeah, it's just terrible, man. It's terrible what's going on over there. Hopefully they can finally change it up now because they just been mediocre for a long, long while. When they finally had a good year, they just, so yeah, this guy, we've been rebuilding for decades. And it's just, yeah, no. And then there's other guys, like, their coaching's bad. I think their coaching is, they've had some bad coaches. I have no issue with Nagy. I didn't think Nagy was the best. I think he was a good offensive guy, but I don't know if he's a good head coach. Eberflus, I like Eberflus. Definitely, I don't know how he's going to be as a head coach. We still need to watch a little bit more, but I love him as a defensive guy. But yeah, it's just, Bears been bad for a while, so I mean, I just don't know how much more patience they can have before it's like, come on, man, can we just have a good team, please? Like, it's, because I feel like that as a Colts fan, and the Colts have had decent seasons so far. It's just they haven't had, since college, yeah, the Colts have made the playoffs since my freshman year of college, I think, or whatever, sophomore year or whatever year it was. And that's basically how I feel about them. So I can only imagine how the Bears fans feel about their team. We got our first official. I think this might be the first one. I don't want to say first official, but basically the first one. Chuck Clark for the Jets out with the season with the torn ACL. Hate to see it. Hate to hear it. But it's the NFL offseason. We're probably going to have about 5 or 6 more of those to bigger name guys before it happens. It just sucks because he's been relatively healthy for a decent amount of time now. And, of course, first year being traded, he's hurt now for the Jets, so hopefully he'll be okay. Kareem Hunt, hopefully he'll get a chance to play next year. We'll have to see because, not Kareem Hunt, but Chuck Clark. We'll have to see if he plays next year because, yeah, I'm assuming the season's over, obviously. Kareem Hunt is being patient and quiet with the running back market. I can't believe this guy hasn't signed yet. That's another one of those running backs where it's like it makes no sense how he's not on a team. It's just, like I said, this running back market, I don't need to repeat what I just said earlier, but the fact that Kareem Hunt still isn't on a team, like, he's a decent running back, man. You're telling me somebody won't pick him up for just $1 million or something like that? Like, even then, with how bad the market is, it makes no sense. It makes no sense, man. Because if somebody's going to Kareem Hunt, I mean, I would love him on the Colts. Get him as a backup to Jonathan Taylor. Pay him like $2 million. That's about, he'd be ecstatic according to the thing. But that makes me wonder, is it maybe it's on him? People have offered him. He's just waiting for a better contract. We'll have to see, man. Because, yeah, that's tough. That's truly tough, that the fact that some of these great running backs just aren't signing. The Ravens in for something special next season. It's apparently what Roquan Smith said. I'm excited to watch the Ravens. I will admit, I kind of just like, when I said the MVP and everything, I thought about it last Thursday when I was talking about NFL futures. I kind of thought about it. It's like, man, I kind of just brushed over Lamar. That would be an awesome story if Lamar's able to get the MVP this season. I mean, there's a chance the Ravens could be good. It's just they got a new offensive coordinator. They got some other new stuff going on. So we'll have to see. But I mean, Ravens, there's a team that has some chance now, especially with OBJ. Or do they just, I think, need a little bit more receiving help? Josh Allen looks forward to sharing the division with Jets Rodgers. I'm excited to watch it. This is the quote from Josh Allen. I'm looking forward to Rodgers in the division. I've gotten to know Aaron a little bit over the years. I would consider us fairly close. I wouldn't say we text on the regular. I don't really call him. I FaceTime him. He usually answers, which is a big plus. I know he doesn't answer a lot of people. So basically, kind of cool now that these two have a friendship. It's going to be a nice little battle and rivalry. Yeah, I don't know past that. I don't know what else I'm supposed to get from that. It's just going to be nice to know that the guys kind of know each other, at least on a little bit of a basis. I'll add a little bit more tension to the fire, potentially. Clark Higgins, who was a linebacker for the Steelers, won a Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl in Arizona with them. He passed away at 46. He started at Colorado State in the late 90s. There's no cause of death. That's basically the whole reason I read it. I was trying to figure out what the cause of death was. My guess is if it's that young, I'm not gonna take any guesses or anything. Just hopefully it's not CTE related. Him being a linebacker in the NFL, that's where my head goes immediately. Is that if something happened that wasn't like sickness or something like that, makes me wonder. But I'm not gonna speculate. Like I said, that's just where my head went originally. I hope his family's doing okay and everything. Just man, 46 is young, bro. That's way too young. The Lions have a new helmet. I just want to talk about it real quick. The Lions logo is a little stretched out. I don't know if I like it fully or not, but I think it's cool. I just wish. I forget who I heard say it, but I'm with them. I wish the face mask was white like the lion, and I wish they did a little bit better on the lion design. I feel like it could have been done better, but meh. Saints Jordan, I expect to take Derek Carr back to Vegas for Super Bowl. Now that would be awesome. Is it going to happen? Probably not, but it'd be awesome. Like I said, I don't think that the Saints are going to go to the Super Bowl, but for Derek Carr that'd be hilarious if the only time Derek Carr is able to make a Super Bowl for Las Vegas, or for the Raiders, was as a Saint just playing in their stadium, not even like being a part of their team. That would be insane. Just insane to think about. I would love to see it. Tyreek Hill's under investigation for assault and battery. I'm not going to go into this too much more either. This is one of the situations. We're just waiting for more information. This happened about a week ago. We're just still kind of waiting for everything to be fully talked out and everything. The Shams brought back Tony Michelle on a one-year deal. Basically, as soon as I got done talking about Cam Akers and everything, so we're going to see what happens with him. Jack Jones. Oh, Jack Jones, remember I told you about him? He's pleading not guilty to 9 gun charges, so apparently he's got 9 charges for the 2 loaded guns he was found with. That is not good. I guess I'm going to see if they have a years for him. I don't know. They don't have anything yet, but it's just, I feel bad for the guy, man. I mean, obviously, that's just a whole bad situation to be in. The NFL is reinforcing its gambling policy of the 2023 season. So, the league, which will now require rookies to attend mandatory education sessions. There's 6 key rules. I want everybody to listen to this, because this was in the memo. So this is hiding 6 key. So these are 6 key rules. So these are the 6 things you can't do in the NFL, and I want everyone to keep these in the memory. I'm going to try to myself, because this is going to be the big thing we go back to when more people get in trouble. So number 1, don't bet on the NFL. Number 2, don't gamble at your team facility while traveling for a road game or staying in a team hotel. So now they made that more clear. I thought it was originally just in the facility. So now you can't do it when you're traveling on a road game. Can't do it when you're at a hotel. Don't have somebody bet for you. Don't share team inside information. Those are 3 and 4. 5 is don't enter a sports book during the NFL playing season. And do not play daily fantasy football. That's kind of weird. I get the daily fantasy football one because I think the money leagues you can do. But basically, the NFL has put down strict guidelines where it's like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is how it goes. This is what we expect. Yeah, basically, I mean, they pretty much made it straightforward. It's just basically the easiest thing is, hey, how about you just don't bet on NFL games? I'm going to double check. That's going to where I'm going to end the news today, by the way. But I want to double check one more thing with the NFL gambling. I want to see if it's, because I know they said you can bet on other sports. I wonder if you can bet on other sports in the facility or if it's just NFL games in the facility. I want to make sure I read that right. Okay, so yeah, does not gamble at your team facility while traveling on a road game. So yeah, basically, if you're an NFL player and you want to gamble, just gamble at home at 9 o'clock at night, not on the NFL, basically, is what this sounds like. So basically, as long as they don't, from what I'm understanding, don't do it at the facility. Don't do it. So basically, just don't bet anything NFL related and don't bet anywhere NFL related and you're good. And basically, don't enter a sports book during the NFL season. You're great. So avoid sports books during the NFL season. Avoid just touching bets during anything NFL related or football related that you're at, and just don't bet on the NFL. Somebody else is going to screw this up. It's how it goes. I just wonder who's going to be the one to do it at this point. Hopefully it's nobody big. Because just, basically, like, the fact they even let you gamble on sports is awesome, because it's just crazy to think about, like, 3 or 4 years ago, like, this was, like, death penalties type stuff. Like, hey, you are not gambling on our sport. You are not gambling on our sport. Now it's like, or you're like, you're not even in general, not even on the sports, like, you are not gambling in general. We are not going to deal with that. And now it's like, oh, it's more acceptable and everything. It's just crazy how the player associations have changed now. I think the NBA can gamble. And they have a lot, like, I think they can even damn near gamble, like, in their facilities on other sports as long as you're okay because of how good their player association. But it's just crazy to see the world in general now with all the sports betting and everything, how that's changed and all. It's just wild, man. Truly wild how, like, open it is and everything. But yeah, that's probably where I'm going to end the show today. Basically, all NFL talk. There was a lot more news than I thought there would be. And basically, there was a lot of, like, BS little, like, type news where it's just, like, you can have a lot of, like, speculation. But then there's some big stuff, like the gambling thing. Like, that gambling thing was pretty huge. Because, yeah, now it's officially out there. They basically made the memo. Rookies are going to have to go to a thing. So basically, NFL's like, hey, we've tried everything we can at this point. If you guys are going to gamble, then at this point, we can't do anything for you then. Good luck. Figure it out. But, yeah, I just hope that the NFL players just become a little bit smarter and like, hey, man, we can just wait. Let's not ruin our amazing NFL career because I want to bet $25 or $50 on a game, on the NFL game. Dumb, man. Dumb. But yeah, like I said, that's probably where we're going to end it today. This Thursday, I'm going to have another story. My guess is it's maybe going to be where do D-Hop and Dalvin Cook end up. That might be this Thursday. We'll see. This is probably going to be, I hate to say it, though, this is probably going to be one of the last Thursday stories of the season. I might do a few more here and there, like to start the breakdowns. But I'm assuming those breakdowns are going to be about like 30 minutes to an hour because basically breaking down 4 teams. So I might change it up, maybe do 2 Tuesday, 2 Thursday. I haven't fully decided yet, but I might just save it all for Thursday. I don't know either. That's kind of like the decision I'm having right now is do I want to basically like have one day where I just break down all the divisions or do I want to break it up to make it a little bit easier to follow? I might just do them all in one episode just so you can be like, so it's easier for people to go back to be like, hey, here's the NFC East breakdown, here's the AFC East breakdown, all that. So expect that next week, like I said. I kind of want to do guests for it, but I don't think I'll be able to. So basically, instead of doing guests, I might just ask like insight from my friends that I know are Eagles fans, for example, or I know that are Steelers fans. Be like, hey, give me like a quick 2 to 4 sentences on how you feel about your team. And I'll probably do that for most of the friends I have about their team, so that way you aren't just getting information from me, you're getting information from the fans themselves. And yeah, like I said, that's where I ended today. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you for all the support. Again, I want to apologize for Sunday. Truly did not expect that not to happen. Something really came up, and I want to apologize again. Hopefully this Sunday, like I said, we'll get it done. I got to get my boy on. It's been a minute, but yeah. I'll see everybody basically on Thursday. NFL story, like I said, probably Dalvin Cook and D-Hop. Probably not. I don't know. It'll be an NFL story this week, and then, yeah, starting next week, man, we got our division breakdowns. Hopefully it's going to be an awesome week. Thanks, everybody, for watching, tuning in Tuesday. One more time, apologize again for Sunday. We'll figure it out. We'll fix it. And, yeah, I'll see everybody on Thursday, baby.